Hey y'all, welcome back. I know it's been a little minute since the last time I made a video, and by a little minute I mean like close to 3 months, if not more than 3 months. I know it's been a long time, but I have a good reason for why I've been gone for so long. A lot has been happening. I did some like traveling, some family stuff, but also some like really big life changes have been happening. So let me catch y'all up on everything that's been going on. I have resumed my house search. So if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I first started trying to buy a house in 2021. So at the beginning of 2021, I was saving for a house, like just saving money. And then the second half of 2021, that's when I actually started looking. You can go back and watch that whole series or that playlist of my house search, but ultimately it was not successful. I ended up making an offer on 3 different homes. No, 4? 4. Yeah, I ended up making an offer on 4 different homes. The last home, it was accepted, but stuff happened and I didn't get that house. And I ended up losing money on that house. So since then, that happened like December of 2021. So since January 2022, I have been saving money again. If you know anything about the housing market, right at the beginning of 2022, interest rates went up, and they have stayed up since then, and home prices are also up, and it just did not seem feasible for me to be able to buy a house. It was really discouraging. I kept saving money, like every month I would put money. I have this high yield savings account. If you don't have a high yield savings account, you definitely should get one. But I would put money in there every month. Every time I got paid, I would transfer money over to that. So just kept saving and kept saving, but not really hopeful or optimistic that I'd be able to get a house because things are just so expensive, especially where I live. I'm not in like New York or San Francisco or anything like that, but I feel like it's expensive everywhere. In any city, I feel like buying a house is pretty expensive. Yeah, so I just felt like very discouraged. And then in the beginning of this year, 2024, so I think that was in March, me and my line sisters, we did like this phone call where we put on like this home ownership workshop, I guess you could call it, where a few of us, people on my line, so a few of us who are actually homeowners, they were on the panel, and those of us who are not homeowners could ask them questions like, how did you do it? How much money did you save? What was the process like? What were any like pain points in the whole process? And it was supposed to last for an hour, but it actually ended up lasting 2 hours because it was just so much knowledge being transferred, and like people just had so many questions. Me, I'm people. I had a lot of questions. I think I was the very last question on the call, and I was like, I know we're running out of time, but please, one more question. And it was just, it really sparked like a new light inside of me, if you want to call it. Like, it just gave me more hope that this was actually possible. And a lot of people on that call who had bought homes, they bought homes when like interest rates were still a lot cheaper, like 2%, whatever. Or yeah, like some people have been homeowners for like years. So like way even before COVID, some of them owned homes. So their stories were a little different, their numbers were a little different, but it was still inspiring to see that they were able to buy homes. A lot of them bought homes on their own, so like single women buying a house by themselves. Was anyone married when they bought their house? I can't remember. One of my line sisters, she bought a house with her friend. Like, they bought a house together and they rented out together, and they make like passive income from it, and I thought that was super cool. So it was just everyone telling their stories of how they got into home ownership, and it just I don't know, it just gave me this motivation, like, you can do this, it's possible. So I would like to thank my line sisters for giving me that inspiration to go out and start looking for a house again. So after that call, that call happened like on a Wednesday or so, and then the rest of the week happened, and I took the weekend to just like really think about what I wanted and things like that. And then the following Monday, I sent out a text message like in our group chat, and I was like, y'all inspired me, I want to start this process, send me recommendations for realtors. And I got flooded with like recommendations, and I ended up finding a realtor through one of my line sisters. I used the same realtor that she has used to buy her 2 homes. I know, she's super successful. Yes, she bought 2 homes. Look at her. So yeah, I reached out to her realtor, and I set up like a relationship with her, and I had a realtor. So I started looking for homes. So in this video, I'm going to show you like the first home that I looked at. I actually found this house myself. I would spend my nights on Zillow just scrolling through. This was even before we had that call as a group. At night, I would just lay in bed and look at Zillow and just like be hopeful about, well, one day this will happen for me. And yeah, so I was scrolling and I saw this. It's basically an apartment or a condo. Let's call it a condo because that makes it sound a little better. But it's the same floor plan as like an apartment. But what sparked my interest was the price. It was listed at $180,000. Where do you see these prices at? Right? And if you do see prices like that, it's usually like really run down. But as you'll see in a second, this was nice. Like, it was updated. The building itself wasn't new, but it had been completely like gutted and redone. And I was like, well, let me go over and just like see what it looks like. And surprisingly, I liked the layout, and it was a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So before, when I thought about like what I wanted to buy, I wanted at least 2 bedrooms. I wanted an office. I wanted a garage, things like that. So this was not that, but it was really nice, and it was $180,000. Actually, I think it was a little under. It was actually under 180. So I was like, let me just go over and see. So here's the video so that you can see what that house looked like. So what did you think? It's nice, right? Like, it's nice. It's small. It's very small. The house or the condo, I think it is less than 700 square feet. Somewhere between 600 and 700 square feet for a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So that is small. There's also no outdoor like living space. And it is, I keep saying a condo, but it's really like an apartment. It's really like an apartment. But I was doing the math on it and I was like, I could save so much money if I lived here. So as far as like a down payment, I would put 3% down. At 180,000, 3% is, I'd already done the math over here. It's $5,400. I had that easy. Oh, I don't think I told you. Over the course of these 2 years that I have saved money, I have saved $25,000 to buy a house, so that can cover a down payment and moving expenses and like closing costs and all that. So I had saved $25,000. So the fact that my down payment would be $5,400, I was like, I would not have to use a lot of the money that I had saved. Closing costs would not be that much. I would have to sell things in my apartment because I'd be downsizing from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. So I would have to sell some things. But I felt like I could make it work. And I would also save so much money because I talked to a lender. We ran the numbers. My mortgage would be around $1,500. I know, interest rates are insane. But the mortgage would be around $1,500. I have not paid $1,500 in rent since 2021, 2022. It's been some years. I think 2022. So yeah, 2022. So it's been a long time. And my current rent is $2,200 a month. So I was just like, I could save so much money and I would have all this like disposable income. So it just, and then also like this obviously is not like a long-term place. Like this is not my dream home whatsoever. This is a strategy to downsize, stack up money, 2 years from now, move on to something else, move on to, I don't know, like maybe I would rent again. Maybe I've saved so much money. Maybe I could buy something again at that point. But the point is to live small and live below my means, stack up money, save money, invest money, and then, you know, eventually move on to something else. So, oh, also, one thing I liked, this place did not have an HOA as well. Because a lot of places now have HOAs. And I personally don't like the idea of an HOA because it's like, what am I paying you for? Like, what does the HOA actually do? You know? So I was just like, I would really prefer to have a place that did not have an HOA. So, like I said, I went through the process. I'd already had my realtor. I found a lender. I was pre-approved with the lender. I was ready to make an offer, and me and my realtor like talked through what my offer should be. We said that we'd still do like the sale price or what it was listed for. And someone got it before me. Like the same day that I was gonna make an offer, someone else put in the offer like a few hours before me. And I didn't get it. So they accepted the other person's offer before mine. So I didn't get it. And it's like, it wasn't my dream house or my dream condo even. It was just so cheap and I'd saved so much money. And for what it was done so nicely. Like I loved the upgrades that they had. I think they did a great job with the space. They added a lot of storage, surprisingly. Like, it had way more storage than you would think there would be in a place that small. And yeah, I was just really hopeful about the idea of saving money. I've been reading these books about like FIRE, that's an acronym, Financially Independent, Retire Early, which is all about like, if you want to retire early, basically you need to cut costs, and the biggest cost you have is your living expenses. So the idea of just being able to save so much money with where I live was just so intriguing to me. So I was disappointed. Because I don't know, it just happened so like weirdly and fastly. Like, it was just a really weird process, because it seemed like they were going to accept my offer, and then they were like, nope. Because we've been talking to like the salespeople from the condo building or whatever, and they knew that I was gonna make an offer. I was just trying to get pre-approved and everything, and they didn't say that they would hold it for me, but we had been in communications like multiple times, and then my realtor was like, they sold it to someone else. So it was annoying. On a different note, there are some like downsides with buying a condo, because it's not a house, it's not a standalone house, it's not even a townhome. You don't own the building, you own a chunk of the building. So it's harder to get pre-approved for a condo. Like, insurance is different. Like, there's different like factors involved when it's a condo versus a house or a townhome. So that is something to be aware of if you are ever interested in buying a condo. Just be aware of that. It may be harder to get pre-approved because there's like a whole different like financial process that has to happen. Like, only certain lenders would even be approved to finance a condo. So just be aware of that if you're ever interested in buying a condo. But yeah, so I really liked it, and then I was disappointed because I didn't get it. But the search does continue. So I will be continuing to put out videos about this series of me searching for a house for the second time. So stay tuned. I have a lot more content coming. A lot of things have happened. So yeah, stay tuned because it's gonna be interesting. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this video, leave some comments down below, and I'll see you next time.